It is an absolute honor to speak with RIMS risk management community in Japan. I am Patrick Sterling, RIMS president and the vice president of Legendary People at Texas Roadhouse Restaurants. A lot has transpired over the course of the year. After 2 full years of volatility and uncertainty, we still entered into 2022 not knowing what to expect. However, as time passed, we began to see some signs of normalcy. Nothing gave RIMS and the global risk management community more hope than the successful return of RIMS annual conference, RiskWorld. After a 2-year break due to the COVID-19 pandemic, 8,500 risk professionals and nearly 300 exhibiting companies traveled to San Francisco for this profession's largest event. It was amazing to be back in person meeting again. Risk management is a relationship business, and RiskWorld reinforced just how important those face-to-face interactions are. In just a few weeks, RIMS will open registration for RiskWorld 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia. It is scheduled for April 30 through May 3rd, and with international travel restrictions loosening up, I hope to meet many of you there. While everyone was happy to be back at RiskWorld, there was definitely a sense of urgency in the building. Expectations for risk management professionals are at their highest. Business leaders are recognizing risk management's value, and they are leaning on us to guide their organization's future. While this is great for the profession, everything that we knew, all of the processes that have governed our business for decades had to change. How people interact changed. How businesses delivered goods changed. Risk management changed. To meet these expectations, risk professionals turn to RIMS for support and to find insight to navigate these rapid changes. With senior leadership support, the opportunity for risk professionals to build organizational structure that supports risk management has never been greater. Risk professionals can start this process by looking at the COSO 2017 ERM framework. Frameworks are powerful. They provide guidance. They create a language and a unified understanding of challenges. They establish a structure to repeat and strengthen processes. Because of all that, frameworks build corporate culture. So where do you start? How do you build that structure? If we walk through the COSO framework, its components can pave the way. First, the COSO framework tells us to look at governance and culture. Sometimes it takes a major disruption to initiate change in governance. Take this time to assess and determine whether the structure of your governing bodies needs to be changed temporarily or permanently. That assessment should include looking at the skills, experience, size, diversity, and composition of leadership. And we need to always make sure their charter aligns with any changes to the organization's strategy or values. There is a great example of a university that during the crisis reviewed the composition of its board and its leadership team. After the review, they decided to add an experienced virologist to the board, as well as a new executive leadership position, the chief medical officer. As a result of their proactivity, the university had more information to make better decisions. Top on that list was determining when to shift to virtual classes and when it was safe to go back to in-person learning. Next component of that framework is strategy and objective setting. To build organizational structure that supports risk management, we have to know what our goals are. With well-defined goals, the organization is then able to set realistic strategies. Risk professionals can take the lead and start these important conversations about the impacts the pandemic had on the company's mission, vision, and existing strategies. Take, for example, one restaurant food delivery business that reviewed its strategies and saw not only a higher demand for services, but a lot more competition too. To compensate, they ventured out of their comfort zone and began delivering pet food and supplies. With careful consideration and a structure in place to implement change, it was able to shift its strategy, generate revenue, and keep customers and their pets happy. Building the structure to revisit and assess shifts in performance expectations also supports risk management success. There are countless examples of organizations that pre-pandemic relied on certain job functions, that abruptly changed. Cleaning and maintenance personnel, healthcare workers, teachers, technology professionals, and many others saw their roles evolve. Risk appetite can have impact on performance expectations too. For us in the restaurant industry, we had to think carefully about the well-being of our employees, ensuring that they were safe to work in our dining rooms. For risk management to work, there has to be structure to inform others about role and responsibility changes. Even before the pandemic, we knew that an established structure to regularly review and revise strategies, risk-taking, performance, and resource allocation was imperative. The crisis tested how well organizations could feed management timely and relevant information. And we have seen greater collaboration between business functions such as risk management, legal, human resources, and information technology. These framework components lead to a well-defined strategy and goals, and gives others throughout the organization clear objectives. So how does RIMS fit into all of this? If the COSO ERM framework can be used as a guide for building structure, then RIMS can be your guide to ERM, to strengthening your program's capabilities, enhancing your skills, and advancing your career. RIMS components comprise events, like our ERM conference and Risk World. Education would be another component. RIMS has undergone a digital transformation, making more of our learning opportunities available virtually, including the exam for the RIMS CRMP certification. Insight, whether it's at events or through RIMS Risk Management Magazine or a RIMS podcast episode, RIMS delivers so much information that covers almost every type of risk imaginable. Resources, and providing risk management professionals with the tools to build structure and advance risk programs is a big part of what RIMS is about. RIMS Risk Maturity Model is a great example. The model helps risk professionals assess their ERM programs, see where it's strong, where it's weak, and benchmark it year after year to show progress. It's an amazing benefit that's free for members. Lastly, and probably the most important RIMS component, is the Society's global network. There are so many ways for you to engage with RIMS, to connect with other risk professionals and learn from their experiences. The RIMS community, and really risk management, is all about sharing and learning from others. And every day, I'm amazed how willing this community is to support their colleagues. So I would say, as you embark on this structure building journey, please remember that you are not alone. I encourage you to use the RIMS community, ask questions, and explore its resources. Together, risk professionals can make the world safer, more secure, and more sustainable. So I thank you for sharing your experiences with us and joining our outstanding RIMS Japan chapter for this important event.